dekat. Mas Ono ngomongnya dari sini, biar
ngomongnya dari sini.
Only in EisenhowerFellow event.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations for the travel. I'm not asking about your future career, but basically because.
But Mas Ono, can you also like reminding us about a little bit about your fellowship, your journey before you're asking the question?
Okay.
Because it's not easy to get you in the group, so this is very precious for us to have you.
Okay. In my fellowship, I went to the rare cities.
What year?
Like
What year?
2002. Like I went to Minnesota, many of the rare cities because I choose to go for rural village telco.
Very nice.
How the US can build telecommunication in rural areas. At that time, they are holding a conference for rural telco, and I went there. The most interesting things is the telecommunication in villages in US managed by US Department of Agriculture.
Oh.
So they split. There are two different telco. The mainstream telco like Telkom, Indosat, and so on, and the rural telco. And the rural is managed by agriculture. And they actually built the telco locally within the village. They invest their own money and so on. So I learned a lot from that. Okay, I think we can build something like this in Indonesia because the technology is not that difficult. It's not that expensive. So when back from US, I tried to introduce RT/RW net, the rural network in Indonesia, but this actually against the mainstream government and so on. But after fighting for several years, finally, Indonesia is the country with the most rural community network. Internet community network, Indonesia is number one. Because of that, last year, 2020, November 2020, the Internet Society is the highest, what's that? Like the Internet Parliament lah. In the Internet, like the highest level organization in the Internet in the world. They have John Postel Award. If you know John Postel is the person who built the Internet. If you know .id, who managed .id for the first time? John Postel. If you know .com, who managed .com for the first time? John Postel. If you know the internet has numbers, who managed the numbers? John Postel. Who pays that? No one. This is crazy. And then the US government trying to, what's that? Get hold of the internet. They trying to take the internet from the community. They tell the the manager or not manager, the admin of the domain, the naming of the internet. So the US government say to the administration of the name server, please follow the US government. And John Postel said, you want to follow the US government or follow me? And all of them follow John Postel.
Okay.
Because of that, the Internet Society have John Postel Award.
And you got this, right?
And last year I got one.
Whoa!
So it's continuing process from the Eisenhower to the today's honor.
Okay. Okay.
Now my question is, I'm not asking about your future career or your future plan. I'm sure you will be successful. So I'm not worried about that. What I'm really worried about every single one of us, especially two of you, because every single one of us is special. We exposed to the Eisenhower US. We expose how those people lead and so on. My question is, what is your plan to empower young Indonesians to become you? And actually, this discussion is not only for you to actually discuss it, is for every single one of us.
The hashtag is note to self.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more of a practical person, so I think, and this is before Eisenhower, it gets even more after Eisenhower, because I get this amazing network of folks, of people. But within Gojek, we started already as sort of like a mentoring. I started in my unit, and I'm actually the first in Gojek that makes sure that we have a good representations of gender. Public policy and government relations, a lot of it is very male-dominated. And I try to change that. You can only change that sometimes when you are in the positions where you are having an authority to do that. So I make sure in the recruitment and in the process it's actually quite gender balanced. Then it becomes sort of like a practice between our group. And now that it is being embraced, now that I'm sitting at the whole day, it's hopefully going to be embraced by the whole group. So that's small things. And then we started having this group chat. We call it the women. It's more like Gojek leaders talk, but it talks about paternity leave. Start bringing out this conversation more. Paternity leave. It talks about being a new mom, dealing with the pandemic. So those conversations that previously probably is not even in the space, we brought it up to the space. And now it's more of the younger generation that brings up those topics, so it will be more relevant to them. And I think we will continue doing this. That's within this group. I think Lina has been invited to one of the sessions once as well. So that's within something that I can immediately do and provide impact. But then at the same time, working with others. There's the Indonesian Chevening group. There's unfortunately, when I was in the US, I was really nerd, and my scholarship is actually predicated on my GPA. So if I don't have a certain numbers of GPA, I won't be getting the tuition free. So I basically live in the library. So I'm not very much, a premias folks, but probably it's like what Natalia says, Mai says, there was a time where those Indonesian students that get to the US are the rich folks. And in my school, I went to the same school, I went to Columbia, like Sweden. There's only very few Indonesians. And I'm very lucky because I get the scholarship. But if I don't get the GPA, I won't get the scholarship, won't get the tuition waiver. So I was quite a nerd. In Chevening, I am actually proud nerd. Once a nerd, always a nerd. So
I think we're all nerds. We're all nerds. We're all nerds. Be here otherwise. Definitely.
So I'm trying to do that and bringing more women into getting more comfortable in the digital space and talking more on this. And Eisenhower was actually also the one that we step up and.
What happened? Don't worry, Sinto. We can build something together with IDN Times, targeting millennial and Gen Z.
Asik banget. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. And it also helped me say yes to Tita. At first, I didn't think I have the experience, the knowledge, the capability. I still don't. The other person on the board of Tita was really amazing people that I really look up to. But I took the step, and thanks to Eisenhower, I feel like I can do it. Let's see if we can do it.
Oh, okay. Lina.
Thank you.
The company that I founded is basically a financial education company, and we go to corporations to teach their employees about how to manage their money. Then we realized if we go with this company to schools, it doesn't feel right. So we set up a foundation, completely non-profit. I receive no money from that, but my team is paid professionally. So we set up a foundation called Fama Foundation, and it has been going to schools as far as Ambon, to teach young people about how to manage money. And there are 4 elements of financial literacy. The first one is how to earn. You can't save money if you don't earn money. And then how, not to save first, how to shop, how to spend money. Because if you don't know how to spend, then there's nothing to save. Also how to share and to be charitable. And the last one is how to save and invest. So we have developed a lot of programs for teachers and from pre-K to year 12 about managing money, about financial literacy. The next step is very relevant to your question, is going to universities. So this program we have is called Jagoan Finansial, or Financial Champion. We've been working with schools, but how to take it into a different stage to the university students. The Jagoan Finansial has like a comic superhero characters that fits with the younger kids. The university students would not fit into that kind of program. So we're going to start talking about career, about different professions, and this is the program that we're going to be doing. I don't have a title for it yet, but we're developing the programs right now. And through the Eisenhower Fellowship, a lot of people that I met, not on the stand-up comedy side, but on the financial education side, a lot of them are from the universities. So I met a lot of them, because in the US they have student loan issue. So they develop a lot of financial education programs for the universities, but the angle is very different than what we're trying to do, because what we're trying to do is to get the young people to understand how do you pursue a profession, because the profession that they will be entering in will probably not be invented yet. Imagine preparing your future, but that profession has not been invented yet. That means there's going to be another huge gap between universities and the workforce. And I believe that financial education is the bridge that can make the gap a little bit shorter and a lot easier. And that's the impact that I'm planning to do for younger generations.
Wow. Okay. So thank you. Thank you, Mas Ono. And the last one, basically because you are the host, you can say anything, you can ask anything, you can whatever.
You can sing, dance,
You can sing, dance, and also stand-up comedian.
The floor is yours.
Lorena Sari. Pindah sini dong, Eka.
Berdiri. Biar masuk.
Biar masuk kameranya di depan.
Pantos.
Biar masuk frame. Biar masuk frame. In frame namanya, in frame.
Inflammable.
Inflammable.
So we now, started to develop new languages, new trends, and we're very creative now due to the situation.
So first of all, thank you very, very much, fellow Eisenhower heads. Now I'm gonna call you guys fellow, heads, so, because I believe everyone of us here very special and very, very heads. That's why through our being, wherever we are, place located, we're always making a difference. I believe in that. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for loving our Sok Buntut hits. and this is gonna be a challenge for us to keep improving ourselves. Not only famous for our Sok Buntut, but we plan to have another famous matters, food, activities, and many other events developed through our being here, because I think this location that we have is quite enchanting. 1.4 hectares in the middle of the city, and a lot of people would like to buy the land, but we don't sell the land against our religion. Whatever we have, especially if God will never ever establish a new land, but now we have a reclamation right. We will not sell those. It's our religion. Today we celebrate, the blessings that we have. We're celebrating also all the help that we have during this pandemic, and all great moments that we share together as Eisenhower. And I'm very, very happy actually to be part of this network. I was the fellow MNP 2012. 13 is yours, right?
Oh yeah.
representing Indonesia. Yeah, I think I was the last.
Right after me.
Yes, right after you. That's why you're the one who gave me, all the empowering statements, motivation. You can do.
But the most important thing, don't bring a lot of clothes.
Yes, I will remember that.
Traveling light.
Yes, keep buying, shopping. Yeah, that's what I do. Buying, shopping, and then share some of my goods to other people, and then shipping the things that I like to Indonesia. So when I arrive home, my mom said, "Oh, you have a lot of luggages." I said, "Yeah, I'm very efficient."
Satu konten.
Yang nggak tahu gue udah kirim 20 feet terus berangkat kemarin selama 7 minggu ya.
2010 cewek, 10, 11, 12, 13.
All women.
Only one Megan Wijaya.
Oh, Megan Wijaya. So we need to promote to have more men, even though they're less qualified, to be part of us, so they can be as qualified as we are, the women of Eisenhower, right? Hey! Hey! In the last 6 months, a lot of things changing, for my life, in my part, because our background, transportation, especially buses, we cannot operate, fully operation. I think we never had experiences that during Eid Mubarak, our buses has to stay home. And we even have new problems, because we have to find a places for our 750 buses to park. Because usually those buses always on the road. Suddenly, all of our depot full of our buses, and then we have a lot of drivers, we have a lot of team, the mechanic, the workshop, that we have to support. But, I always believe that things happen for good reasons. There will be always solution when you're trying to find the solution. I always have, not only solution, but the solution. And a couple months ago, actually, I met Mbak Uni in our hotel, because Mbak Uni is one of our biggest supporter for Swiss Wedding Hotel. She loved to stay here for a couple of days, and we had lunch, a very long lunch actually. And then suddenly,
like 4 hours.
4 hours.
From lunch to early dinner.
The early dinner. I even overheard, "Would you like to have dinner now?" I said, no, I'm gonna go out and shop some, local delicacy. And I was thinking about traveling to Banyuwangi, because I said, I usually only pass by the area, and I heard the area develop a lot. And since they just elected new region, Bupati, she's a woman, I would like to be there and learn about how we can do more in the area. And that's actually how Bawa Indonesia Global started. We try to empower women.